Hey everyone, I made this rosette, this vintage rosette for Emma's Throwback Thursday challenge, and I had quite a few people email me and ask me how I made it and if I would show how to make it. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to make another one and I'm going to show you step by step how to make it. This is an SVG file from svgcuts.com. If you know how to use SVGs, if you use Surecuts a lot or Make the Cut, you'll know what an SVG file is, or if you have another type of cutting machine, a Silhouette or a Cougar or one of the other Pizzazzles, one of the other machines, you probably know what an SVG file is. But this SVG file has 4 or 5 different things in it. This was one of the things. There's also a star box and a tag and a bag and some other stuff. But I just tailored this to be what I needed for the my design team challenge. So, but I have kind of figured out how to make one without using the file, although I do recommend getting this file if you don't have it and you do purchase SVGs. This is a great file, but I'm going to show you how to make one without having the file. It's a little bit different, but you can use your Cricut and then a couple of the cartridges that the Cricut uses. Okay, so let's get started. The first thing that we're going to do is make the rosette part, and you're going to need 3 pieces of paper, and these pieces of paper should be cut at 9.5 inches by 12 inches, okay? And these are the 3 that I'm going to use, these 3. So you're going to need 3 pieces of paper, 9.5 by 12 inches. And what you're going to do is you're going to score these pieces of paper 1.5 inches on the 12-inch side. So you need to look at your 12-inch side, and every 1.5 inches you're going to make a score line. And there's a couple ways to do that. You can use the Martha Stewart scoreboard, or if you have a scorer on your paper trimmer, which I do, but I think I'm gonna just use my scoreboard. You could do it on your paper trimmer too. So every 1.5 inches I am gonna draw a score line. So that would be 1.5, 3, 4.5, 6, 7.5, and I usually do it twice because the paper's kind of thick. 7.5, 9, and then we have 10.5. Okay, so you're going to do that on all 3 pieces of paper, and then I'll show you what to do next, but I'm going to do the other 2 off camera. Okay, so one of the things I forgot to say when I showed you how to score it, what I should have done before I scored it is I should have done the edge. I wanted to do a decorative edge on the top and the bottom of the paper, and I forgot to do that before I scored it. I suggest doing it before you score it. It's a lot easier. Once it's scored, it's kind of hard to get it in there completely straight. I used this, it's not a Friskers punch. It's an EK Success punch. I don't know if you can see the design. Forget it. I'll just hold it up for you so you can see. It's just a big scallop. So what you're going to do is once you have your edges punched, if you want them punched, then you're just going to rotate where you've folding the paper back and forth where you've scored it. Back and forth, like that, and then you're going to use your bone folder to get your folds nice and flat, just like this. And then what you're going to do is you're going to fold this in half. And you're just going to kind of have to eyeball it here. Make sure it lines up the best you can get it. Oops, am I out of the picture? Just like that. And then you want to press it down, and again you can use your bone folder if you want. Try to get it as straight as you can get it. So it's going to be kind of like that. Then you're going to take, I probably wouldn't use ATG gun. I would either use score tape or glue. I'm going to use a quick dry glue, my quick dry glue. You could also use hot glue if you wanted. My glue is not coming out. Ouch. There it comes. A quick dry glue. You want to use a quick dry glue so you're not having to hold it. You could use red tape or score tape. You need something that is going to hold it because that's going to hold the paper together and not come apart. I'm not sure that the ATG gun tape will hold it as well. So you're just going to glue those two sides together so that it stays together. Like that. I'm going to run a little more glue down there to get it to stay. Okay, so then it looks like it's going to look like that. So you're going to do that to all three of them. And I'm going to do the other two off camera and then I'll come back and show you what you do next. Okay, so now that I have all three glued together, so they look like that, now I'm going to take them and glue them together like this. Okay, so you'll just take your first one, put some glue on it, make sure you get it right along the edge. Sorry if I'm not in the camera. And then I'm just going to line them up. And then get them stuck together. Make sure they stick together. Okay, so it looks like that. Okay, now I'm going to do the same thing on this side. I'm going to put glue on it. Just like that. And I'm going to line this one up the same way. Right along the edge. Oops. And that's the best part about quick dry glue, is that it really is quick dry, and so it dries really quickly. Okay, so now that all three are stuck together, now I'm going to stick these two ends together, and that's going to form a rosette. So I'm going to put more glue along this edge. And then I'm going to fold it around, and it should line up, which it does. And then I'm just going to press it together the best I can, because I can't lay it on itself like I did the other sides. And normally I probably would ink this a little bit. I didn't ink this one. You could ink the edges, around the edge. I did on my other one, my 4th of July one, but I didn't on this one. That's okay. You don't have to ink every single time, but there's the rosette. It's pretty. Okay. So there's my rosette, and then the next piece that I cut was a star, and you could just find a star on a Cricut cartridge. You could go to CricutSearch.com if you wanted, and actually it might be BugSearch.com now, but anyway, CricutSearch.com, or in your Gypsy, if you have a Gypsy, you could search for a star shape, and the star should be cut at, okay, let me look really quick. Where's my star? What does my star say? 8 inches. So you want your star to be 8 inches. So here's my star. And this paper is Cosmo Cricut. And it's called, I think it's called the Boyfriend Collection or My Boyfriend Collection. And I'm trying to find a blue ink. And of course, because I'm in the camera, I can't. So again, the star needs to be cut at 8 inches, and I'm just going to ink it really quickly to get rid of the white edge. And again, just find a star on one of your Cricut cartridges and cut it out that way, or if you don't have a Cricut, just draw a star and cut it out, but it needs to be 8 inches. Okay, so there's that. That's going to sit on this, just like that. And then I also have a scalloped circle. Here's my scalloped circle, and that measures 5 1/4 inches. So again, on your Cricut, find a scalloped circle and cut it out at 5 1/4 inches. And then my regular circle is 4 1/2 inches. Again, find a circle on your Cricut, cut it out at 4 1/2 inches. And I'm going to ink all of these, and then I'll be back.